But no, sometimes, you know, I have felt alone in life, you know, really alone.
Yeah.
Sometimes, you know.
Well.
Like, even when I was, you know, when you're married, sometimes you can feel alone, you know. You're sort of like, you know, like, when you're in a relationship, when you first meet someone, you're in love, you know.
Yeah.
And your imaginations are sort of having a beautiful time together in a kind of way, you know. And after a while, I think after a number of years, you kind of get bored of each other a little bit, you know.
Yeah.
Sort of become brother and sister, I think, a little bit as well, you know, whatever.
I know what you mean. No.
And then you lose attraction after a while, I feel, you know.
But you have to work hard at keeping your married life alive, if you see what I mean. You know, like your sex life, all that kind of stuff. You know, that's important.
I think it's, you both got to, you know.
You both have to maintain. It takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of work, because if you've been together for a long time, and you're the only person that each of you are sleeping with for a number amount of years, we all know that it can become a little bit repetitive sometimes over time, you know. It's about just keeping it, you know, communicating.
Got to bring the magic into it.
Yeah,
you know?
communicating and keeping it alive, you know.
Yeah,
just
I think you
trying to keep that attraction there, so that when you do, you know what I mean, when the time is right, you know what I mean, you know, shit goes down the right way.
I think it's just like drawing a beautiful picture, right, or creating a nice song. Yeah, you've got to create a nice memory. You know, with whoever you're with, you know, and you've got to try to make it different or entertaining, you know.
Yeah.
And you've got to use your imagination, you know.
Definitely.
I mean, it's like if you go out somewhere, like you met a girl, right, or whatever, or you with your wife or whatever, right, and you go to the duck pond, right. It's no good just sitting there, right, and not talking and just looking at ducks. You've got to make some kind of game up, or you just got to make it fun.
Yeah.
And that's up to you. You know, it's up to you to paint that duck. You know, your duck. You know, your walk at the duck pond with your girlfriend or whatever, magical as possible. You know, you've got to sort of push her against the apple tree suddenly and cuddle her. You know, and things like that. You know, surprise her. You know, just bring a bit of magic in it. You know, it's, like I say, it's no good just sitting.
Listen, mate, all that shit today pretty much has gone out the window to a degree, mate.
Yeah,
a lot of these young
it's a shame.
a lot of these young dudes today, mate, don't know about having to pursue a woman and really have to, like, you know, court her and all that kind of shit today, if you see what I mean, you know. A lot of them don't know about that, you know, like how it used to be, like, kind of when we were growing up, you know, you had to kind of court a woman and all that kind of stuff, and it would take sometimes it'd take a few weeks or a month, or, you know what I mean, and you know, not always, because obviously every situation is different, but sometimes it might be a woman that a real woman of, you know, a real woman that, you know, a real good woman that you want, who's got, you know, she's got a lot of morals and integrity, and, you know, you really like, okay, you say, okay, you know, I'm willing to wait a few weeks, a month, and, you know.
Well, I don't know whether I'm proud to say, you know, but I've had a number of girlfriends in my life, you know,
yeah.
Since I was 15 years old, basically, you know. I think that's when I first had sex.
Yeah.
You know, when I was about 15, yeah. You know, but then I had, like, a girlfriend for 6 months, yeah. Then I had another girlfriend for another year, and I got engaged with her. Then I had another girlfriend, you know, do you know what I mean? And I never really had many times that I was single. You know, I was sort of single for a couple of weeks, and I had another girlfriend, you know.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, I had a baby, yeah, with this girl, and I was with her 3 years, and then she finished with me all of a sudden, you know, and I lost her. And next minute, I was sort of like 2 months, sort of like playing badminton or whatever, and I met another woman, you know, and I was with her for 13 years.
Yeah.
You know, and like I was talking about loneliness earlier on, some people could be married together, but not in love.
Completely lonely.
Or like my case, right, I was absolutely in love with my wife.
Yeah.
But I, you know, at the end of it, she wasn't in love with me, you know, and I can believe it actually, you know, in a funny way, you know, because she was kind of acting in a funny way, going along with it, if you see what I mean, just going along how she always did act with me, if you see what I mean, and kind of like secretly having, you know, somebody else, if you see what I mean, and not telling me.
Yeah.
You know? And it's a horrible thing to happen to a man, you know, to be honest with you. You know, you love her, giving her everything you can, right? And
doing your best.
She just digs a grave for you, do you know what I mean? Like, pushes you in it like that. You know, it's quite nasty.
Yeah.
You know, if you ask me. You know, I'm glad I'm not like that, do you know what I mean? You know, and I'm thinking, well, oh well, let her be nasty, do you know what I mean? Let her take everything away from me, you know. One thing about me, yeah, and my mother actually, we ain't got one nasty bone in us. Right? I don't like being nasty to anyone, you know. Like sometimes when I go for a walk I might accidentally tread on land, but I don't mean to do it, do you know what I mean? I will not be nasty, it's one of my religions. You know? I don't like being cruel to children or anyone, you know? And that's one of my religions, I don't like being nasty.
I mean, one of your beliefs.
I don't like being wicked, do you know what I mean, yeah?
Yeah.
And if anyone out there does, you know, you've got a lot to learn.
Yeah.
You know, because I think that, you know, I don't go to church or anything personally, yeah, but I just feel like, because I don't do anything wrong in life, I've got beautiful memories because of that. You know, like, your memories belong to you and they follow you like a ghost. They really do.
And you've got to live with what you've done.
Yeah, so like if you're angry today, you're going to remember it tomorrow, your angriness.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? If you're worried today, you're going to remember that tomorrow, basically, you know? It follows you.
Yeah, definitely.
Right, so you got, if you know, I love to be positive all my life, honestly, yeah? Try to be positive, yeah? And some people get jealous of it, they really do, or they take it away from you, they really do, you know? And then you got to start again, you know, and you learn, it takes time, you know?
It takes time, yeah.
You know, even women, you know, I feel like that, you know, I said that I've had a number of relationships, and when I had my first relationship, you know, I wasn't very experienced at all with women. Not at all. It's a learning thing, you know.
Yeah.
Then I have a relationship with her, you know, and next one's a little bit different, you know, but I'm getting a bit experienced now, because I already have one relationship now, alright, but now I've got another one. She's a bit different, alright, she's had a different past, whatever, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
You know, but, you know, I'm on a different experience, a different journey now, you know. Then you go out for a few years and then you meet another woman, yeah. But you as you're getting older, your imagination gets bigger.
Yeah.
Every year, you know, because you've got another year to remember every year, you know, and that's that.
Yeah.
Another year of experiences to put in your head and think about, and you know, and also
reflect
so every year that goes by is an education in itself, you know, a big education.
A learning curve, yeah.
A big learning curve.
In some way, shape or form.
Huge, you know, every year is a big, you know, well, it might be and it might not be, it depends on you in a kind of way, whether you stay in bed for the whole year and not do nothing, or get up and do a lot, do as much as you can.
You've got to do as much as you can.
Not just do, you know, like, around you, the housework, whatever, you know, I mean, that's not really so important, really, but it is, because you got to keep yourself clean, that's important, you know, so housework is kind of important, you know, you got to keep above it.
Yeah.
Can't remember what I was going to say now. It's because she's winning. What was I talking about?
I've lost train of thought too, mate.
It's funny, isn't it, the old memory?
Yeah.
I can't remember what.
But yeah, going back to emotional intelligence. Yeah.
I was talking about experience in women, wasn't I? That's what I was talking about.
Yes, but it's a learning curve.
It is.
It's a learning curve. You know, it's like with everything in life. You know, whatever drives you, whatever you're passionate about, whatever inspires you, whatever motivates you, whatever makes you happy, whatever makes you content, whatever. You know, we're all heading towards those things in life. Those are the things that we're all trying to attain in life, if you see what I mean, you know. So yeah, you know, it's our decisions that get us where we want to be, you know, if you see what I mean.
It's like this podcast.
It's like you said, if you want to achieve some shit in life, you're not going to achieve it staying in bed every single day. Sleeping 15, 16 hours a day out of every single day, getting up for a few hours and going back to bed all the time. You're not going to achieve much. Yeah. But don't get me wrong, you need enough. Everyone needs adequate rest and sometimes times to just relax a little bit too.
It's almost like being dead.
But you also, you know, get some rest and then get back up and get on your shit. You know what I mean? Realise that, you know, we've all got responsibilities. We've all got obligations. You know, you just got to get up every day and say, you know what, I got to get up and go and get this money that these people have for me. That's how I look at it. I say to me, you know what, I'm going to get up and go and get in the shower and go and get this money that these people have for me. If you see what I mean, because that's sometimes that you've got to motivate yourself as well. Sometimes, you know, sometimes you might wake up thinking, oh God, I don't feel too good today, or you know, like I'm a bit tired, or you know. But when that happens, you just got to say, you know what, no, get your ass, you know, get up, get yourself in the shower, you know what I mean, and get ready, and you know, hit the road and go to work and get that money, and you know, do your best while you're there, get paid, you know.
Just be positive and do it.
Well, I'm just saying, if you're working towards a goal, you have to stay focused. You know, it's all about it's all about the little decisions that we make in our lives that determine whether or not we achieve what we want to achieve in our lives, or we get the desired outcomes from our lives that we're looking for.
I think,
you know, everything takes hard work, everything takes application, everything takes perseverance, everything takes dedication, everything takes focus, if you see what I mean. Everything takes investment, you know, blood, sweat, tears, money, time, energy, if you see what I mean. You know? So, you know? Yeah.
I think it just takes time though, you know, like, if you want to achieve something, you got, you know, like some people are working, aren't they, yeah, in jobs that they have to, because everyone's got to, you know, earn a bit of money. Sometimes people take on jobs that they think, well, that's going to earn me some money, but I don't really like the job itself.
Yeah.
You know, and they're doing this job, say, 8 hours a day or whatever, every day of the week, and they can't really do their own achievements when they're actually working to help somebody else's achievements to get their, you know, a bit of pay, if you see what I mean.
Well, that's where real discipline comes in, because if you're working for someone for 8 to 10 hours a day, or whatever the case may be, 12 hours a day, you've got to make sure that at least when you get home from your job, you're spending at least 1 hour, a day towards pursuing whatever it is that you're trying to achieve.
Yeah,
you've got to look at your job or your career, the career that you might have now, you know, and you're trying to achieve higher things and better things, but you've got to look at the career that you have now as a stepping stone. If you see what I mean, as I always say, like a stepping stone, and say, okay, I'm going to work here for this amount of time, I'm going to get this diploma, I'm going to do this, I'm going to save this amount of money so I can do this, I can do that, and I can, you know, invest my time and my energy and my money into trying to achieve what I want to achieve and potentially become my own boss, be an entrepreneur or a business person, or you know, a musician or an artist or whatever, you know. So
yeah,
it's all about investment.
Like my brother, for instance,
yeah,
he loves music.
Yeah.
You know, and he wish he could do it every day.
Yeah.
You know, but he, you know, obviously a lot of other people are like him. You know, they're musicians, but they got to do some kind of job.
Yeah.
You know, every day, and it really does suck your spirit in a way. You know, like it's like your spirit's been stolen, because you know, in this world today, we all get bills and things left, right, and centre, and you've got to pay your way.
Yeah.
You know, and we've got to get up and, you know, earn a living one way or another. You know, and some people have to do jobs that they don't really particularly want to do. Do you know what I mean? All day long, every day.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it kind of kills them in a funny way. You know, where they can't be themselves.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And it's a bit frustrating for them. You know, and they get angry. You know. And it's tiring, you know. And
get frustrated.
Well, and then they come home and they might get an hour, you know, of time to do exactly what they want. And then they got to pack that away and then do the same thing the next day. Do you know what I mean? And,
but that means on your days off,
well,
on your days off, you've got to take advantage of your time.
I wouldn't do that. You see, you know, you really need to, if you want to do music, really, yeah, you need to focus on it every day. Do you know what I mean?
Every day.
you know.
But that's where discipline comes in too, because you've got people that work in 9 to 5s, that are coming home from work and sorting out their responsibilities and then going and recording in their little home studio and shit. Got their little home studio and recording and doing their thing. Let's say if they want to be an artist, you know, a rapper or whatever the case may be. They coming home from work and say, okay, you know, family's all good, have a little dinner, whatever. Okay, kids asleep. Sorry, love, I'll be back in an hour or two. I'm going in this, you know, going in the next room and recording for 2 hours before I go to bed. You know what I mean? Like, it's all about how bad people want things in life, because the people that really want things in life and really go after it and really apply all of their focus and energy on what they want and what they're trying to get, they usually achieve it.
But sometimes wanting something and wishing something will make you unhappy.
Yes, definitely.
Right, so
yeah.
Well, one thing you've got to, you know, appreciate what you've already got.
Yeah.
Be happy with what you've got, and aim for what you want, but don't really, you know, just take it slow. Don't worry about it. Be happy with what you got.
Yeah.
You know, and aim for what you need, I suppose. You know.
Yeah.
But don't get upset that you haven't got it.
Yeah.
You know, just be patient. If you want something, you can get it. You know, but you just got to be patient.
Yeah.
I think, you know.
That's it.
You know, that's the problem. Like most people on this globe, they just don't know how to enjoy the moment. You know.
Well, the trouble is
and
today
sometimes
too.
I find it difficult too. I must admit, you know.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, I was gonna say, the trouble is today too, right, mate? Is that a lot of people, because everything is so instant in today's world, with the internet and all the social media and everything today, a lot of stuff is so instant, right? So much instant kind of gratification, right? That a lot of people don't realise that it takes a lot of hard work and perseverance and dedication and all these things to really achieve something, you know, something rewarding, or, you know, or whatever, you know. Like, some people don't realise that some people spend 10 years doing something before they actually, like, sometimes they've got actors, let's use actors for an example, just someone who stars in films, yeah? Sometimes you might have someone who's pursuing an acting career for 10 years and don't really get any roles or any kind of, like, major leading roles or anything like that, and then boom, one day, because they kept going to auditions, they kept doing shit, they kept trying to get better at their craft.
They didn't give up.
They kept pursuing their craft and getting better at it, and one day they went to the right audition. And because they stuck in there for those 10 years and didn't give up and kept going and did whatever it took to get to what they wanted, yeah? They got the right part and ended up becoming a huge actor in a huge film, you know, blockbuster movie, making huge amounts of money, you know, like, because that person stuck in there. I'm just using it as an example, but, you know, it's all about, you know, people are so used to instant gratification today because everything is so instant today with the internet and social media. People don't realise that real success, real wealth, if you're building wealth from nothing, if you're coming from the ground up, building wealth, and I'm talking about like generational wealth, not just basic wealth, then you know, it's a long-term mentality. It's not something that happens overnight. It takes years, sometimes 10, 20, 30 years to build a solid foundation, kind of your little empire, so to speak. You know, if you're able to be that successful, if you see what I mean. If you're one of these people that have worked hard enough, you know, to get, you know, to achieve it, you know. So, yeah.
I think one, you know, things I've learned really, because I've lost homes, you know, I spent like 13 years, you know, building up my life, then suddenly lose my home.
Yeah.
Lost everything, you know.
Yeah.
Become homeless.
Yeah.
You know. And I think I've said previously I was lucky enough, you know, to meet a millionaire.
Yeah.
And he gave me his boat in London.
To live on.
You know, and that's fantastic. You know, I had a stroke of luck, I suppose, you know, because I told him my story, that I've just lost my home. But like losing everything, you know, it teaches you that things, it's taught me really that you're only rich in life when you don't want anything really.
Yeah.
That's when you're rich. You know, like you know, like, so I lost everything, and then I come here after the boat, and then I got loads of things again, whatever, and now I don't want it in a funny way, you know. I only want basic things, do you know what I mean? And we're not here forever, do you know what I mean? These materials, people fall in love with them, alright, but you're going to get hurt one day, alright, so just don't fall in love with it all. You know, like, I don't fall in love with diamonds either, do you know what I mean? That's me. Right, you know, I let other people fall in love with diamonds, alright, because it's like, what is it, Lord of the Rings?
Yeah.
With the golden ring, you know, and you get obsessed with the golden ring, you're actually getting so obsessed with the golden ring, you're actually forgetting to love yourself, you see, and that's the evil in it.
Yeah.
Because if you don't love yourself, you won't like life in a kind of way, you know. So if you're looking at gold all day and falling in love with gold, you're not going to find any happiness. You know, personally, I'd rather look at the sun myself. That's gold. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the sun gives out every memory. You know, every memory that if it weren't for the sun, you wouldn't have any memories, basically.
If it weren't for the sun, mate, none of this would be possible.
No.
None of everything that exists would be possible.
No, that's right.
The sun is the sustainer of all life on the planet.
Yeah. Nobody'd be able to get angry. Nobody'd be cry. You know, nobody'd be able to breathe.
We just everything would die off, mate, and eventually everything would die off.
That's right. You know, like I say, I think it's very beautiful. You know, because like the sun is up there, right, just coming around every day, lighting everything up in a very beautiful way, and giving us all our memories.
Yeah.
You know, and we got eyes, yeah. Every animal and insect, you know, not every insect, but you know, most things have got eyes. And you know, like if that sun wasn't there, nobody would want, you know, need eyes, basically. Do you know what I mean? Or the eyes wouldn't have any use anymore. If everyone would be blind, basically. You wouldn't see the moon either, because that gets lit up by the sun. You know, the sun lights it up and we see it. You know, lighting up, just like it's lighting up on Earth. Do you know what I mean? It's not the sun, the moon bringing out light, if you sort of mean. You know, lighting up like fire. It is sunlight.
Yeah.
You know, so like if the sun wasn't here, I think you'd see the stars. Okay, we'd see the stars still if the sun disappeared, because the stars are suns. You know, they're distant suns, if you see what I mean, far away. You know, so I think we'd still see the stars because they'd still light up, if you see what I mean, but we wouldn't see no moon. You know, and everybody on Earth, alright, whether you're black, white, or Chinese, or whatever, we'd all look the same colour. You know, and all the flowers would look black. You wouldn't see no colours.
Everything would die off, mate.
No, it'd just be black. Do you know what I mean? Pitch black, everything. Without the sun, everything would be pretty ugly, let's put it that way, you know. Pretty dark, pretty scary. Can you imagine if there's no sun right now? Right?
That's what I'm saying, mate. Like the sun, like is the sustainer of life on Earth. Like it sustains everything.
Well, it gives us some memory, and I also think it gives us some kind of energy.
That's why you got people out there, mate, who are getting sunlight making sure they get sunlight every single day, because what they don't tell you is that you can get like vitamins and all this kind of shit, all this different type of shit from the sun at different points throughout the day, at different times and different points throughout the day. If you're within, you know, somewhere that's very sunny and you can kind of, you know, just kind of like sun gaze and kind of stand there and kind of take in the sun for a while, you know, it actually gives you vitamins and, you know, gives you, you know, nutrients. You can get nutrients and shit from the sun, because like they say vitamin D comes from the sun. The actual, you know, the whole vitamin D thing, you know, comes from the sun. So you can get different vitamins and nutrients from the sun at different times, at different points right throughout the day, you know, and if you don't believe me, you can look it up, you know.
The sun don't just give us that, alright, like say you sort of laying down in the park on the grass there, with your girlfriend or whatever, having a picnic, and it's, you know, like today, it's a lovely sunny day, blue skies and that, wasn't it? It's quite warm outside, you know, and if you're laying there with your girlfriend having a picnic and you've got sort of fallen asleep in the sunshine, and you know, you're in the middle of nature, and you know, trees are blowing a little bit, whatever, and you kind of fall asleep, it's nice and warm, so the sun gives us warmth as well, you know, warmth, you know, so that's another comfort, you know, another happiness it gives us, you know. Warmth is, you know what I mean, it's like cats, alright, they like sitting on your laps and things, don't they? Because they like warm blood, you know, and it keeps them warm and happy, you know. So being comfortable and being warm will make a person feel happy. You know, being cold makes you feel unhappy, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Basically, or too hot, if you know what I mean. That will make you feel unhappy, you know. But feeling warm, you know, so the sun gives us that, and it also, I think it, like I'm talking about, gives us energy as well.
Energy, for sure.
But it also gives us mind therapy.
Yeah.
You know, and I think it opens up the imagination more, you know. And I think, like, if you go into the city where all the cars are again, you know, what memories you got, like, apart from cars going around and signs and horrible traffic lights, do you know what I mean? You know, it's just a completely different memory to going into the park, into nature, do you know what I mean?
And the sun gives off that electromagnetic energy as well, like you're saying.
Yeah, I think it does all kinds of things, you know. It's soul therapy, if you ask me, and it's healthy, and it makes you feel beautiful. It makes the imagination. It feels like sometimes, you know, like when I'm, you know, walking through nature, wherever, it just feels like the trees communicate to me without talking to me in a funny way sometimes. I don't know, you know, if anyone else feels that a little bit, you know, but it just feels like nature communicates me in a harmonised way, if you see what I mean. And it feels beautiful. It just makes you feel better, you know, after staying in all day. You know, it makes you feel a lot better of going out, you know. Like if you did spend all day walking around in town, yeah, in a city, and then you go to sleep, and then you reflect on your day, you're going to reflect on your day in the city.
Yeah.
But if you go to somewhere beautiful where there's rivers and things like that and mountains, yeah, you're going to go home and reflect on the day, and you're going to sleep a lot better. That's that. Don't you agree?
Yeah.
You know, it is much more refreshing to be in nature, basically, you know, for some reason, you know. It is nature. We are nature.
We are nature.
You're nature. You're, you know, everyone's nature. They don't.
We are consciousness.
People forget that.
Nature is consciousness.
People actually forget that too.
We are consciousness, and nature is consciousness.
That's right. You know, I'm somebody that actually believes that the trees are conscious. Got conscious.
I guess. Yeah. I guess.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I believe plants have too. Right. Yeah. Whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we don't know. We're not aware of it. Right. But I believe